This week, one of my AMA community asked me a question about connecting their WordPress website to Stripe. So, I don't directly connect Stripe to WordPress, and actually there isn't a way in which you can sort of directly, without a plugin or a third party, connect Stripe to WordPress. So I use a third party system called Moonclerk, which I've got here in front of me. And the reason that I use that is I really like the way that Moonclerk creates the payment forms. They look really good. And they have the option of creating them in many different ways. So I can take donations, I can take recurring payments, I can take one-off payments, all those kinds of different things with Moonclerk. But Moonclerk does have a monthly fee to it, so it depends on what kind of price your programs are and how often you're using it as to whether you want to use this option. So what I did is I went and did a little bit of research around different ways to connect Stripe to WordPress to give this member of my AMA community a range of options. So the other one that I found was by using a plugin on the WordPress website, which seems quite easy to use. So I just wanted to kind of go through that as well. And I found a lovely blog that somebody had written from Kinsto, which was 4 simple ways to set up Stripe for WordPress. And this was really good. So thank you, Brian Jackson. There are 4 different ways that they use. The first one is the plugin that I'm going to show you. The second way is by another plugin called Gravity Forms. The third one is by WooCommerce, which is a payment gateway on your WordPress website. So it depends on whether you use WooCommerce or don't want to use WooCommerce. And I can't remember what the fourth one was. Oh, the fourth one was another app which was just for sort of people that do downloads in particular. And it's sort of on par with WooCommerce these days. It's very much grown in popularity. So I'll share this particular blog and the link to this in the description of this video, so you can have a look at this if you don't want to use either Moonclerk or you don't want to use the plugin. So if you've got a WordPress website, the plugin that they recommended was called WP Simple Pay Lite. And all you do is you go to plugins down here on the website, type it in here, WP Simple Pay, and it will come up. Once it's come up and you've downloaded it, then you need to activate it, which I've already done, which is why it's here on my Build It Brilliant website. So then what you do is you have this little tab here which you click on. Now I've just had a play with this and set up something for like a one-to-one session, a payment form. But the first thing that it will come up with is the settings for you, and you need to connect your Stripe account, which I have done just here. And I have done it in test mode at the minute just to show you, because I don't want it actually taking payments. So I've got test mode enabled and I've clicked on the UK because that's where I'm at. So you want to just go through these options and make sure that they're all set up correctly. So the currency for me is in pounds, but the good thing about Stripe is it can accept currency in so many different currencies. That's great. The position where I want it, and also in here, the success page where you want that to go. So that's going to the right place if you have a particular page on your website set up for payments. And save all those changes, so they're all in there. We're then going to go into a form and add a new form. So this is what comes up when you add a new form. So I've just said this is for a one-to-one session. And here you've got some options. So you've got an amount that you want to charge in here. This light one doesn't give you an option to do subscription payments or donation payments. So if you want those, you would need the pro version and not the light version, which is a cost. So just bear that in mind if you want to use this option. So on site form, you have got what your text wants to be in here. And in here, you've got an item description and we've got an image. You can't, again, with this free version, you can't add custom fields. So you can't sort of say, I want to know somebody's country or, any other sort of information. If you want to gather that at checkout, you can't do that with the free version. So once you've done all of that, you want to update and save it. And then you want to save this shortcode just here, because that's what we're going to use. So then on your page, I'm going to do this on my membership page. And I use Elementor as a drag and drop builder. So you might use Divi or something else, but they all pretty much do the same, where they give you these drag and drop options. So imagine that instead of joining the mailing list, I actually wanted to create a button here that allows them to pay me and book a one-to-one session. So I could change this text. I'm not going to do it because it's my live site. So I don't want to have to change it all back again. So imagine that I said, book your one-to-one session with me below here. And then on the blocks section, I'm going to scroll down and choose the one that is short code. I've gone past it. Can't see it for looking. There, short code. Drag and drop that where you want it. And then in this box, I'm going to paste the short code that we had. And now, as you can see, I've got pay with card here. So if I update this, and I'll just show you what happens on the front end. So I'm just going to publish that page. Hopefully no one's going to see my website at this exact moment. Just update. So now when I go to Build It Brilliant, and I go to my membership, that's the page I've just added that to. Here I've got a pay with card, and if I click on it, then here is where I will get the image that I've entered, the amount, all the details that they need, and they can book, and then their emails will come through. So that is pretty simple. So you can either use Moonclerk, and with this, so for my blueprint webinar, I was doing a donation. So I set up this lovely little tab on Moonclerk. If I preview that, this is what it looks like from Moonclerk. So that is what people go to when they want to pay. And here I just click use, and then I get this link, which I can then share on social media, or if I want to embed it on the website, I use HTML and I copy this here. And if I wanted to add that page into whatever I was doing, instead of where the blocks I chose shortcode, I'm just going to go back in and delete what I had. So I'm just going to delete this. So as you can see here, I used the shortcode block. I wouldn't, so let me just delete that. I would use, if I scroll down on this side, I would use HTML, so there's one for that HTML. So the code that I've got, I'd drag this over here, and then I'd paste that code in there. And that's how I link Moonclerk to my WordPress website. So both of them are quite easy options, easy ways to add Stripe to your WordPress website.